Students, in the last part, we have seen the Dalton's direction to the world about atomic model, about concept of atom. But Dalton never said atom is spherical or cuboidal or cylindrical. Exact shape of the atom Dalton has not given, but inside he has given smallest part is there, and that is what? Atom. And surprisingly, what Dalton did, suppose you take 18 gram of water, after decomposition water will give two gases, which are those hydrogen and oxygen. So he could measure 2 gram of hydrogen and 16 gram of oxygen. So what he thought, in water there is a hydrogen and oxygen. So H and O. OH is a notation that he considered for the water. So in order to distinguish different atoms, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, potash, few ions or few molecules, he used his symbols. See which symbols he has recommended. A circle, and at the center there is a dot, means it is hydrogen, and only circle means oxygen. So for water, which representation he was using? Hydrogen and oxygen, its combination he wanted to show. Multiple bonds, different bonds also he wanted to show. One more example, see, for nitrogen he was representing circle and one vertical bar in the circle. So for ammonia, his notation was hydrogen, a circle and dot, and circle and bar. So NHN or NH was the understanding of Dalton for the ammonia. The problem of notification was solved by a genius scientist who was empirically very sound. Technically, he has developed too many things for the measurement of the atomic weight, a new concept which was distributed to the world by Dalton. And he said, let us follow Latin words and the first letter of the Latin word for the symbol of the element, and in case repetition is there, used second word. By the way, to represent molecules, he suggested represent the algebraic number of the atom as a superfix. So he was representing water as H2 upside and then oxygen. Only the chain scientific community later did, in spite of superfix, we are using now suffix. Otherwise, whatever the notations Berzelius used, that still we are following. If carbon dioxide is to represent, then he was representing C, O and 2 as superfix. Now we are using as a suffix. That's the only change. And for the elements like gold, actually in the spelling of gold, there is a no, its representation AU. So AU is for what? Which Latin word? Right, aurum. So from aurum, the symbol AU comes. Similarly, for silver, what is the representation? AG. Which word is there for silver in Latin language? Yes, students, you have to work. It is a homework for you now. Just list the elements which carry a different name than the common name, a different symbolic representation than the common name. For example, I told to you silver. One more example that I give to you, lead. Lead representation is Pb, but Pb for what? Potassium representation is K, but K for what? Sodium representation is Na. Likewise, all elements whichever on the periodic table which are following the Latin name, which are different than the common name, those you have to enlist in the comment box. What is the task to you? Represent all the elements, the symbols and the name which are different than common names. Their symbols are not following the common names. Such elements and their symbols you have to represent. Let me know who can represent maximum number of the elements. Immediately after the revolutionary idea of the John Dalton, Gay-Lussac, when work in decomposition of the water, he noted if water decomposes, then the hydrogen remains in two volume and oxygen remain in one volume. In other way, if I have to talk, if you combine two volumes of, volume may be liter or any quantity, any way of measurement, two volumes of hydrogen and one volume of oxygen, you will get two volumes of water vapors. Means all are gaseous in state. It seems to be the very simple, but at that time it was a tough task. Because of these Gay-Lussac's observation, a genius, but at his period he was neglected. Genius scientist Avogadro came to know, because of this experiment Avogadro brilliantly suggested hydrogen also is a gas, oxygen also is a gas, water vapors are gases. So if number increases, volume increases. Means what he thought, if same volume if you take, the number of gaseous molecules will be same. He was surprised with the formula 2 plus 1 is equal to 2. Mathematically it is not possible, but chemically we can make it possible. And this puzzle was solved by the Avogadro. So what Avogadro said? Equal volumes of gases possess same number of molecules at constant temperature and pressure. This law was fabulous. People has not understood it immediately. What happened when people understood, that we will see later. But it was the period of 1811. So people were busy in determination of atomic weights, relative atomic weights. So they were considering hydrogen as a reference, and then accordingly they were building. So many were such attempts were done. What happened for the attempts, that also we will see. Then in 1852, by studying the reactions, Edward Franklin said atoms behave with particular manner. They combine with proper number of the other kinds of atoms. So they have some specific behavior about their valence. Means atom can combine with limited number of atoms of other element. For example, nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic can combine with 3 other atoms or 5 other atoms. Means for example, if I take phosphorus, then PCl3 and PCl5, these possibilities are there. So these possibilities he concluded at that time because of the studying the behaviors of these elements. Okay, so after Dalton's discovery and finding the atomic nature of the matter and combination of the atoms in particular proportion and determination of atomic weight, so huge task was there in front of the chemist. By the same way, the results also were differing. So they decided to have one international congress, international meeting, and in Germany in 1860, first international meeting of the all chemists have taken place. Almost 140 chemists have attended that meeting, attended that congress. Meeting ran for 3 days. All have accepted the Dalton's concept. There was no ambiguity about that. But about the atomic weight, there was a problem. Different methods were there, different results were there, and how to compromise or how to resolve the issue, there was a problem, there was a puzzle. But at last, in the last day, Cannizzaro brought to the notice of all what 50 years before Avogadro said it was a brilliant idea, and he presented the statistics of the equal volume and number of the atoms or molecules present in the particular gases. And he said, if we know the molecular weight of any molecule or any gas, from that it is easy for us to find atomic weight. Weight of atom is difficult to measure, but weight of 1 liter of gas we can measure, 1 liter of entity we can measure, and that weight divided by the number of molecules or number of atoms, you will get the weight of molecule or the weight of the atom. From the molecule, knowing its composition, we can find the weight of the atom. It was a brilliant idea put forward by Cannizzaro, and he said credit goes to Avogadro. But it is sad to say 4 years after the death of Avogadro, people came to know what was a brilliant idea he has given. Unnecessarily, we taunted him Unnecessarily, we neglected his idea. But at last, people decided to give with due respect to the Avogadro. Afterwards, when number of species, maybe atoms or molecules present in one mole, because they decided to found a measurement should be there, no? Because we can't measure in terms of particle, we can't measure in terms of the liter, we need to measure in terms of number, and that number should be followed for all. So which number should be there? Then people did the calculation that decided that number is a mole, and that mole means Avogadro's number. What is Avogadro's number? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. We say per mole. In 1 mole of entity, you take any entity, you take atom, you take molecule, you take electrons, anything, number will be Avogadro's number. That was the respect by the scientific community to Avogadro by giving a number. Means in true sense, Avogadro has not given us that number. People have discovered later on what that magic number can be. With that, atomic weight concept become very clear. Molecular weight, of course, accordingly came, and understanding of chemistry became more easy. Let us see what is the use of Avogadro's number. See, atomic weight concept now you know. What is the atomic weight of hydrogen? 1. And for oxygen, 16. Okay, we are talking about now water. Water molecule. What is the formula of water? H2O. So what will be the summation of all atomic weights? 2 into 1 plus 16. 18 will be the summation. Avogadro's number specialty is that if we take that weight, which weight? Let it be atomic weight or molecular weight. If we take that weight in terms of gram, we will find Avogadro's number of species in that much quantity. Means molecular weight of water is 18. 18 gram of water will possess Avogadro's number of the molecules 6.022 into 10 raised to 23, and that number is nothing but the mole. 1 mole of H2O means 18 gram. Now can you find how many molecules may be there in 1 drop? For 18 gram, Avogadro's number of the molecules. Then for 1 drop, for that, we need to convert the gram into volume or volume into gram. Let us see. What is the density of water? 1 gram per cubic centimeter. So 18 gram means what? 18 cubic centimeter. So if you take 18 cubic centimeter of water, it will possess the Avogadro's number of molecule. Then 1 drop means how many molecules? Now what you need? You need a relationship between the ml and a drop. Do you know what is the size of 1 drop? Or in 1 ml, how many water drops can be included? Students, in 1 ml of water, there remains almost 16 drops. So 1 drop is equal to 0.06 ml, or you can say cubic centimeter. 1 cubic centimeter means ml. I am talking the metric system now. So 1 cubic centimeter of the water means how many drops? 16 drops. So 1 drop is equal to how much volume? How many cubic centimeter or how many ml? That will be 1 divided by 16. So what is the answer? 0.06. This 0.06 cubic centimeter of water possesses how many water molecules? That you have to find out. I help you. See, 18 cubic centimeter means Avogadro's number of water molecules. Then 0.06 cubic centimeter means how many water molecules? Yes, just do the calculation and you will surprise, you will get that number 2 into 10 raised to 21 molecules per drop of the water. Likewise, students, now I give the work and you have to find the proper answer. And whatever your answer is there, you have to write that answer in the comment box. Just find 1 gram of sucrose, or you can say sugar, possesses how many sugar molecules? What is the formula of sugar? C12H22O11. Carbon atomic weight 12, oxygen 16, hydrogen 1. It is a hint to you. You work, apply this formula, apply magic number, apply Avogadro's number and find out number of species present in that small quantity. Then you will realize what chemistry is, how chemistry deals with a micro, nano or further smaller level of the particles. Yes, I am waiting for your answer in your comment box. Once this funda of atomic weight resolved, people went on calculating effectively and properly atomic weights of different elements. And first attempt of classification of elements was done in 1864 by Newland, and he has given a octave kind of rule, and the elements he has arranged in one table. Some systematics he tried to bring. Within 5 years after, means 1869, Dmitri Mendeleev, and very few months after that, independently, Lothar Meyer has given one more systematic arrangement of the elements. But among those two, means Mendeleev's table and Lothar Meyer's table, Mendeleev's ideas and Mendeleev's table both have given the similar table, but Mendeleev's idea were fabulous. He has predicted few elements which people were not knowing at that time, but their atomic weight and physical properties he had predicted. Means what is said, Ica means one step below. Below boron, there will be Ica boron, Ica aluminum, Ica silicon. So afterwards, people discovered that Ica aluminum means gallium. He predicted its atomic weight will be 68. When it was discovered, people found its atomic weight as 69.7. Almost similar. Prediction of Mendeleev regarding Ica aluminum about density was, means specific gravity time being considered, was 6, and practically they found it is 5.9. Almost similar. Surprising. So for other elements, Ica boron, he predicted atomic weight 44, and for Ica silicon, he predicted atomic weight as 72, and the values were found nearly same. People at the beginning were not believing, but within 15 years of his periodic table, when people found the strong resemblance of the properties, they were shocked. Mendeleev became the famous scientist to systematize the chemistry, to arrange the elements as per their atomic weight. So Mendeleev's periodic table was following the rule of atomic weight. So properties, he said, that depends upon the atomic weight. But weight, whether it is true or not, that we will come to know later. By 1870s, people were knowing cathode rays, because anode, cathode, electricity, electrolysis, electrochemistry, about which developments were taken place. So they were finding the rays, they were finding some negative rays do come. But at last in 1876, Eugen Goldstein labeled them as cathode rays because they were coming from the cathode. When he continued the study, then he noted a canal rays, and those were positive rays. Now people thought that in a material or in atom, there may be something which is negatively charged, there may be something which is positively charged. Then by the end of the 19th century, Sir J.J. Thomson has studied in detail the negatively charged species, studied in detail the cathode rays. Then they come to know those cathode rays which are negatively charged, and Sir J.J. Thomson labeled that negatively charged species as electron. So first subatomic particle got the name. What is that? Electron. What J.J. Thomson thought, electrons are there in an atom, it is true. But by the same time, what Goldstein noted, positive rays, so positive thing also should be there in the atom. So what may be the structure for the atom? So first the model for the atom was put forwarded by J.J. Thomson, and the name for that model is plum pudding model. Means for the different pictures we can show different images which are similar. Means if you say that basket, then where the resins are there, then the resins you can consider as a plum. Means it is what the electron, and which are the remaining portion is there, that is the pudding portion. Or else the watermelon is represented. Seed means what? Black seed means electron, and the red flesh is there in watermelon, that is proton. So J.J. Thomson thought the protons are throughout the atom dispersed and electrons are in between. It was his idea. But he also has not said how exactly atom is, whether spherical, cuboidal or cylindrical. In order to prove this model of J.J. Thomson, students of Rutherford, Giger and Marsden had conducted, by the direction of Rutherford, a alpha particle scattering experiment through gold foil. Let us see what is that experiment and what are the observations or what is the output of that experiment. They considered a source of alpha particle, radium, radon or polonium are the good sources of the alpha particle. So schematically it is represented left side. They collimated the beam of the alpha particle, and in order to collimate, in order to give a proper direction, slits that I have shown there. So alpha particles are now directed properly. Those alpha particles are passed through metal sheet, thin, very thin metal sheet. You can consider metal foil. They have chosen gold foil. And when alpha particles were passed through the gold foil, what was the expectation? They should not pass, because particles are heavy. So gold has no gap in between. They should not pass. They should rebound. Or in case if they are passing, all should pass. But to their surprise, what was the observation? 99% alpha particles went straight without any kind of deviation or deflection. Only 0.95% of the alpha particles, they were deviated between 0 degree to 90 degree. Means up to 90 degree deviation is shown by only 0.95% of the alpha particle. Very small fraction is there. On an average, if we see there the deviation, then deviation was just by small angle. Means they were little bit deviated, and deviation was 0.87 degree, not 1 degree also. And 0.05% alpha particles, they have shown deflection more than 90 degrees. So they were somewhat rebounded. So few were 180 degree, very rarely. Otherwise more than 90 degree. So problem to them was they were assuming Thomson model. So proton positive charge, alpha particles positively charged. So in case if they are going, if all alpha particles should be behaved in the same way, because uniformity is there in the atom. Electron will not do that much because electrons are light in weight, so they will not rebound the alpha particles. And who is there in the material, in the gold foil, who is rebounding the alpha particles? And what is happening there? 99% are going straight. They went to their teacher, Rutherford. Rutherford, after studying this experiment, interpreted few things. What is his interpretation? From that, a second model for the atom was devised. He said there is a considerable gap is present in the atom, and few have deflected and very few have shown more deflection or rebounded. It means what there is a positive charge, and that positive charge is nucleated. That positive charge is concentrated. That positive charge is gathered at small point. So nucleus is very small in size and is positively charged. It was an idea sought out by this alpha particle experiment. So if nucleus is there at the center, then where will be the electrons? So by the way, one Japanese scientist also has put forward the idea of satellite model. So Rutherford also put forward his model. Nucleus will be at center, positively charged, and electrons are rotating or revolving around the nucleus. And as like our solar system is there, sun is there at center, and other planets, they revolve likewise, electrons to revolve around the nucleus, and in between them, in between the nucleus and electrons, there is a considerable gap. It was a model of Rutherford. Now question you will be with, why have they chosen gold, and what was the size of that gold foil? What was they were interested in? A very thin foil, only thin layer of the atoms they wanted to, because if many layers of the atom remain, then exact proper scattering or reflection will not be studied. So in order to get thin film, the material should be beaten in the form of thin foil. And who are best than the metal? Among metal, who is best? Gold, because gold is a malleable, and therefore they have chosen gold. Gold they have not chosen because it is used for the ornamental purpose or is too costly. Malleability of gold compel them to use gold foil. Do you know what was the size of that gold foil? It was hardly 10⁻⁻7 meter. Okay, so what is the model proposed by Rutherford? See, point number 1. Nucleus is positively charged. Point number 2. It is situated or located at the center of the atom. It is heavy and electrons revolve around the nucleus as if like planets revolve around the sun. Due to the work of Rutherford, first time insight about spherical atom, means possibility of spherical atom, scientific community has got regarding the structure of atom. So till that they were not exactly knowing how is atom. Though it seems to be the very fascinating, fabulous, interesting and appealing, but this model could not stand for longer duration because it could not answer the scientific questions. What was the question? If electron is revolving around the nucleus, then circular motion means it is a continuous acceleratory motion. If acceleratory motion, therefore change the speed should be there. Change the speed, then slowly electron should come and merge in the nucleus. Electron should vanish. If it is there, then complete atomic model vanishes. A charged species in circular motion without dissipation of energy, how can it move? Because if dissipation, then so here it is shown the rays or radiation should emit when electron revolves. Means it is not very correct, but time being for understanding purpose. Means if I take a stone and I tie a thread to the stone, and if I revolve that stone, then stone will revolve. If its speed decreases, means continuous acceleration, slowly it will what? His peripheral, means its radius will decrease, and one time it will hammer on my head. So likewise in nucleus, that electron should get merged. It was an expectation, it was a reality, it was a practicability, but it is not happening. How? Can you answer? How scientific community has come to the conclusion that Rutherford model is not correct, but other model is correct? Yes, who has given the answer for that? Right, Niels Bohr, but Niels Bohr has taken the use of some quantum part, quantum mechanics, quantum chemistry. So how quantum chemistry has started and which part of quantum chemistry Bohr has used, how it has used, and try to explain the model of the atom. So all questions about the atom, what, how and why, we will discuss in terms of Niels Bohr next time with historical perspective. If you want to solve this problem, what Rutherford is facing the problem, yes, you also can try. And if you find any answer, put in the comment box.